Hi folks, Larry Winget here. Let's talk about some stuff. I'll wait for a couple of y'all to sign on here with me and we'll start going through kind of what's on my mind today. We can talk about what's on your mind too if you would like to. All you got to do is just type it in, I'll see it, and I'll be happy to give you a quick response to what you have to say. I want to talk today about what I've got written across the bottom of the page there. Are you a liar? Woo! I already know what you're going to say to that. Let's see who's here. When you get in here, I see a bunch of you are starting to join. Give me a little thumbs up. There's David. Larry's the best. Hi, Larry. Hi, David. I appreciate that. I don't know where I'm the best, but I'm pretty darn good if you're looking for somebody who does what I do. There's Karen and Eric. Appreciate that you're here. Bunch more on here now. Good crowd. So let's get right to it. There's Ryan and Paul and Mags, Gina. Look at this. Big old crowd showing up here today. All right. Question across the bottom of the screen. You can see it there. Is, are you a liar? I'll bet you would say no, which means you're a liar. People are liars. In the book, What's Wrong with Damn Near Everything, y'all ought to have this book by now. You don't have this book? Come on. Got to go buy the book. What's Wrong with Damn Near Everything? How the collapse of core values is destroying us and how to fix it. In the book, I talk about a University of Massachusetts study that said that 60% of people can't go 10 minutes without telling a lie. Think about that. I guess you have to figure out maybe they're not when they're sleeping, unless they're sleeping with somebody they shouldn't be sleeping with. But you have to look at the way you live your life and run your business and ask yourself how often you lie. Lying is my biggest deal. Honesty is my biggest deal. I think you have to be honest. Now, I can tell you this. If you lie to me, we won't do business together again. I just cannot stand dishonesty. I had a person who worked with me for a good long while, lots of years, and lied to me. And that was the last day they worked for me because I won't tolerate lying. When people I do business with lie to me, they don't get a chance to fix that because honesty means that much to me as a core value. So I expect that from the people I do business with, but I want people to expect that from me as well. Excuse me. People expect that from you. And you need to think about whether you're being honest or not in all that you do. Now, here's what people have a tendency to think these days, because we've become this nurturing, sweet little, you take a lot of crap and you say snowflake these days, but snowflake world that we live in where we think we're so special and we have to be protected at all times in all ways so we never get our feelings hurt. And for me, a snowflake is a person who is looking to be offended by something. I talk about that in the book as well. They're always looking to be offended by something. And when we live in that kind of a world, we have a tendency to couch our language so we aren't truly honest with people. And I think that's the harm in political correctness. I think political correctness is the most castrating thing that goes on in society these days. And yeah, and I meant exactly what I said by castrating. And you think about that. And that there will be people who don't like the fact that I said that. But that's what it does to us. It has a tendency to castrate honesty and openness and communication. And when we are honest these days, people are so looking to get their feelings hurt that immediately, if you say something that is truthful and they don't like it, they will start to call you names. And so suddenly you will become, whether it's deserving or not, you'll become a racist and a homophobe and a misogynist and mean and rude and all these things that might not have anything to do with what you said. It's just what we've become. We've become so vitriolic in our language that we can't handle honest, open communication. Simply because honest and open communication we find offensive. I know what's offensive. I try not to say offensive things, but I'll be damned if I'm going to compromise the truth in an effort to save somebody's precious little feelings. The truth is the truth. I've posted lots of memes. The truth doesn't care whether you like it. The truth doesn't care whether you agree with it. It just is. And the sad point is that we only want to listen to the truth when it agrees with what we believe. Well, that doesn't make it the truth. You might be believing things that don't make any sense. A lot of people do. Goodness gracious, could we go on and on and on and on about that? People only want to believe the truth if it supports their belief system, their causes, and so forth. Just said, how would you define lie, Larry? Do you include the lies people tell in order not to hurt someone? Or I think we just covered that there. I don't think you have to go out of your way to go over and say, hey, excuse me, that ain't your color. You look fat in that outfit. I don't think we have to do that sort of thing. That's going out of your way to tell the truth when it's not necessary. But when you're asked something, you ought to tell the truth. When you commit to doing something, you ought to do it. The trouble is we make commitments these days based on our own personal convenience, and whether that suits us in the moment, whether that suits us at the time we make the commitment. If you make a commitment and you don't do it, you're a liar. I mean, it really is that simple. If I'm telling you I'm going to meet you at 10 o'clock for a cup of coffee and I show up at 10:30, I was a liar. People say, well, now, aren't you being a little hard? There was traffic. Should have left earlier. Could have at least picked up the phone and called me to let me know there was traffic and you were running late. You could have done something. And while all lies might not be malicious, here's what they do. Even if you're the only one who ever knows that you lied about it, here's what they do. They corrupt you. And they attack your core values, which means honesty is not really a core value to you. I can tell you right now, we don't value honesty very much. We just don't. If we valued honesty, we wouldn't have had a political election in 2016 with Hillary and Trump as the two candidates. And I'm not going political here. I'm just being honest about we don't value honesty or we wouldn't have those people in office, running for office. We just wouldn't. Doesn't matter whether you like Trump, whether you like Hillary. Doesn't matter who won the election. I'm not talking about what they believe, what they stand for, or anything. They were both liars. And we got lots of politicians that are that way, but we go in and support businesses that we allow to lie to us. It's not the business's problem if you're going to spend your money with them and you know they're liars. It's your problem. You don't really believe in honesty enough to draw the line in the concrete and say, I won't do business with them because they're liars. I won't be their friend anymore because they lied to me. I got a friend who lied to me recently. Big deal. We had a professional relationship. We had a long-term personal relationship. The professional relationship, they just flat out lied to me. But here's where they damaged the personal relationship. They didn't have the balls to pick up the phone and call me and tell me what had happened. To me, that was it. It wasn't just about the lie and the business side that had big effects on me. It was the fact that they were open and upfront and communicative to me about it when they knew it was going wrong. And I got a sorry about that on the backside of it when I brought it up to their attention. Sorry about that. And I had to cool down for a month. And when I cooled down, I contacted the guy who had been my friend for 15 years and said, on a professional level, this is unforgivable to me. I mean, y'all messed up, but I'm going to move past the professional and move to the personal level that you weren't upfront with me. You hid this from me. You didn't tell me the truth about it when you knew there was a problem. And that's the thing that hurts me the most. What we don't understand is that we compromise our friendships and our relationships, and we compromise our relationship with ourselves when we are open and honest and communicative. Now, again, it goes back to the question from a few minutes ago. You don't have to go out of your way. You don't have to walk up to people on the street and tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, just wanted to let you know. Woo! That hairdo is not your friend. You don't have to do that stuff. Everybody wants to take this stuff to the extreme. Good God, why don't we just use our heads? I get so tired. Yeah, but Larry, what happens if this? Yeah, well, what happens if you step off the Empire State Building too? Are you going to do it? No. So why are we playing what ifs with everything? Of course, you can what if stuff to death. Use your damn heads. That's what I just want to tell people. I got a question this morning, and I wrote the guy back. That's what I said to him. It's funny how that just came back out. I just said, use your damn head. This is a stupid question. Why are you asking me this? It will never happen. Why are you planning and wasting and burning energy and time and money? And why am I even answering you? Because you asked me. But why are we talking about this? What you just proposed might happen is never going to happen. So why are you doing this? Use your damn head. Goodness, well, I can fix almost everything in the world. Maybe that's my next book. Use your damn head. In fact, I'm going to write that. You heard it here first. Use your damn head. What if a person tells you a lie that is something they believe to be true? Young earth creationists and so forth. Yeah, and that sometimes happens. Some people are operating under a false premise, and they bring stuff to you, and they say, this is what I believe. Are they lying, or do they have a false belief? I think lying is most of the time premeditated. An accidental lie is still a lie, but they're operating on bad information. I do that all the time. I go in and respond and react and say, this is what happened. It didn't happen. We all see that on Facebook all the time. Goodness gracious, take 5 seconds to do some fact checking before you spread that stupid information. So you kind of got to take that on a case-by-case basis. Perfect way to confront your friend. Assertive yet not aggressive. I appreciate that. And boy, it took me a long time to get to that place. It took me a month before I could finally say, let's set emotions aside. Let's talk about this. And I want to tell you how I feel about it. And this is what you did. And that's the business side. But the personal side is what hurt me. And I think we need to have more honest communication like that. We need to be willing to step up. Most people would have just not done that. And I know most people are afraid to have a confrontation, so they run from confrontation, and they compromise their core values because they're afraid to defend them. Because defending your core values might hurt somebody's feelings. And we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, especially in a society who's running around eager. And I mean it, they are eager. You know them. We see them. Turn on the news. You will see them on every television. People who are eager to have their feelings hurt. So what do? We hold back and we compromise core values as a result of that. Guess what? If you're willing to compromise your core values because you're not brave enough to stand up for it, wasn't much of a core value, was it? It was just kind of a principle that was conditional based on everything non-threatening going on at the time. Bull. All right, Carrie, just be honest. Isn't that the truth? Of course it is. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Just be honest. This isn't that hard, folks, and I'm not going to beat this dead horse any longer. Here's what I want you to understand, is that people lie. Don't be one of them. 60% of people, according to the study, can't go 10 minutes without lying. Don't be one of the 60%. Be honest in all that you do. Be honest in all that you do. Yes, people are going to get their feelings hurt. Let that be their problem, not your problem. I don't think you ought to ever have to apologize for honesty. You never have to cover your tracks. You never have to say, what did I say? Why did I say it? How do I keep track of that? Just tell the truth. Liars and thieves are the same. Yep. I tell you what, my dad he was in retail for years and years. He said, I'd rather have a thief working for me than a liar working for me. Boy, I listened to that. I finally said, Dad, what do you mean? He said, I can watch a thief. I can't, and I can tell what they're doing. I can watch a thief steal from me. I can't watch a liar and know. The consequences come way down the road, and usually the consequences are dire. Think about that. Think about the consequences of liar versus thief. There you go. Chaz said, how is it we all know this but fail to have the balls to live it out? You know, I think that's the problem. We all do know it. Here's Jim Rohn was truly my one biggest mentor. Rohn had this great line. He said, what is easy to do is just as easy not to do. That's why most people don't do it. Think about that. That's what I'm going to leave you with here today. What is easy to do is just as easy not to do, and that's why most people don't do it. It's just as easy to tell the truth as it is to lie. But most people don't do it because they're afraid of hurting somebody's feelings. They're afraid that they'll be labeled and judged as rude or mean or all those other words that we went through a while ago, and it's just a damn shame. Folks, we've been on here for 14 minutes. I appreciate you joining me here today. If you think there's a lesson in here for somebody you might know, please feel free to share this. I would appreciate that too. I always appreciate the fact that you all even bother showing up and that you do share this stuff. I sincerely mean that. I hope that you find these little rants of mine valuable. I always try to give you something that you can go away and think about how it applies in your life, in your business, with your kids, with your money, that you can actually put to use. I want there to be some practical side to this, and that's where I always go. I want to be there practical, so you can actually go out and do something with it. So thank you for showing up. Still get lots of questions. I'd love to stay and talk all day. Excuse me. Love to stay and talk all day, and we could. And some of you would hang around, and that means a lot to me. But short and sweet. So there you go. If you got something you can use, know somebody else who could use it, share it. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. See ya.